Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Toy of the Day here on Kastor's Corner. I'm your host, Khalil, and you can find us all over the internet at Kastor's Corner on everything. Links are below in our description. So, we have had a great week or more, probably like 9 days, 10 days of finding toys. It has been nonstop. I don't think there's been a day where I haven't found a toy in some way, shape, or form. And I know it's going to end soon because there's only about a half dozen more figures I need before we've run out of things that are out at retail right now. So we lucked out. Our friend Ben, hi Ben, he's been commenting below Chewy in the comments. He found this guy in New Jersey at a Disney store, and I went to our Disney store here in Connecticut, or one of them, that weekend, and all they had, excuse me, was General Grievous. But I lucked out today, and they had a stormtrooper. And when I walked into the store, I was greeted by a very happy gentleman who works there. I've seen him before. Sorry, I don't remember his name. And he was like, "So what magical item are you bringing home today?" And I looked at him and I said, "Well, that all depends on whether or not you put out Simba and the stormtroopers." And he looked at me and I turned around and I was like, "That's Simba." And here's Simba. And sure enough, he had him. And as we were talking, I said, I was really excited to get Simba. I'm really glad that they got him. By the way, they sold out of General Grievous. There were none left today, at least out on the shelf. And so he said, I was like, "Oh, I'm here for a stormtrooper." I said, "But you can't just have one stormtrooper. You've got to have more than one." And so I picked up another stormtrooper and I'm like, "Well, you've got three. So I'm just going to buy the three that you have." And he goes, "Actually, look up." And sure enough, there was another row. So I went and pulled a fourth one. And he was like, "Well, actually, we can only sell you a certain number at a time of each character." And I said, "Oh, no. I'm like, we just need an even number." So for me, I stopped at 4 because, I know, army building's a thing. It just really is. And these guys looked really, really cool. And I know they're kind of hard to kind of fan out, but there they are in all their glory. And I mean, these helmets, I want to say they're almost big enough to pull off on a regular Star Wars figure. Like, they are the same size as a, trying to see, I got Grievous right here, because he's part of that wave. I'm trying to see if I've got somebody I can pop a head. So if I pulled the head off of Peter Parker, I don't know if I can pop the heads off these easily. No, they're not. But you could see, I mean, that definitely lines up with the size that a Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper would be for a helmet. So they're a pretty good size helmet. So even if you want to customize them, they weren't that expensive. I know everybody's going to ask me what was on the back of the package. So it was a Stormtrooper, it was Darth Vader, and it was Mando. So nothing new teased, I promise. And on the back of Simba's packaging, it was him and Wizard Mickey from Fantasia. So, and we'll take a look at Mickey later down the road. I've got to dig him out. I kind of moved him out of the room. And so they got some big hands here. Definitely have some really big hands on them. Comes with a blaster. Each one individually comes with blasters, which are actually kind of big. I mean, these all could be accessories for Black Series. I want to say these might actually be bigger. I mean, this is pretty close to a Stormtrooper. This is from the Battle Droid. And you can see, size-wise, they are... How do you get this? They are actually bigger than the Black Series. And considering the Black Series figures are bigger than them, that's kind of cool. So you could probably use these for Star Wars. You can use them as parts. You can use the helmet and the armor probably. There's some fun things you can do if you're customizing or building dios, and maybe you don't want to spend the money on a Black Series figure, because I think these were $12. So the articulation is really good. They are not loose. They're not floppy like they used to be, like the First Order ones were. And I'm happy to have them. So I got 2 for either side of my Darth Vader. I mean, you have to have a few. I'm going to stop. I promise. I will stop. But I thought 4 was a good number. So the other thing I got was Simba, who came with a little Zazu. which I think they did a really good job on. Everybody's doing this now with their hands to get a good look at them to try to get the camera to focus. So Zazu's kind of small. He comes with a little plate, so he stands on him, so you don't have to worry about him. He's looking up at Simba. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So the thing that bothered me about Simba, I don't know if you guys can tell, but he's not looking straight on. He's kind of looking to the side, and that's kind of weird. It kind of just from the look of it. But if you tip his head down, you could turn his head. I guess you can't tip it down. Nope. So can't tip it down, but you could turn his head, and Zazu's looking up, and he's looking side-eyed at him. So I thought this would be a really good profile picture for our friend Pharaoh with his eternal side-eye, because Simba's giving the eternal side-eye with a grin. I thought that was really good. I'll have to tag him later. So Simba's articulation, he's got toes, so you can kind of prance. He's got kind of like that wrist joint. So he's got the toe joint, he's got the wrist joint, he's got the elbow or right above the shoulder, and then the whole shoulder moves too. Back paws, same thing. So he can sit. He can kind of sit down like a cat would sit. And you can angle, the back angles down. So he can kind of sit. Let's see if I can get it. So he can kind of sit. Tail's articulated. He's got a good smile. I really want a Timon and Pumbaa. Like, that would be an amazing thing. I mean, I know people will want like Nala and Scar and everybody else, but if you just gave me a Timon and a Pumbaa along with maybe a Rafiki, I would be happy. Put him in a hula skirt. That would be amazing. And this is based on the animated look, not the newest Jon Favreau version. It's definitely got the cartoony look to him. So I like it. I hope they do a few more, round out that cast, and not just do just the one lion, but and maybe a bigger, a little bit wider Mufasa. But it's a little bit of a value line, so they'll probably recycle, but I don't know. We'll see. So there you go. So we got Simba, the Zazu, and the Stormtroopers today. I think they were definitely worth it. Simba's actually a bigger figure, like plastic-wise, but he's not bigger in price. So he was the same price as the Stormtrooper, so that was a pretty good deal. This rounds out week 4. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Hope you guys have enjoyed them. Hopefully the production value will pick up as we progress. We're working on other things, but we'll get there. And yeah, so until tomorrow when we start week 5, I can't believe we're in week 5 already. I'm very excited about that. We'll see you tomorrow with something from the pile of stuff. I want to say I'm not going to go shopping tomorrow, but I think everybody that knows me knows I'm going to check some stores tomorrow. So maybe I'll have something new. Maybe I'll start pulling out of the things that I've gotten over the last week. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.